shit. They want to see you down and out. You do good, people in shock. They thought I lost my convertible because I went through a bad time, and the convertible, the oil lines popped, so I just didn't refix them. They were like $1,200 to refix. I didn't want to do that. I had got a new Corolla, and my Corolla was cheaper, and I used to have Corolla before, and I love Corolla, and I ain't had to pay $93 at the pump, so I was enjoying my Corolla. I drive, nobody blow my phone up, because when they think you down and out, don't nobody call you. You can't get nobody to give you a ride. So when you think, man, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to try to help people and I'm going to still be the same person and not change over this money, people still going to hate you. You will help them, and then soon as you fall and need their help, man, you had all that stuff and you didn't and you didn't go do this and you didn't go do that, and now you done lost it and this and this and that. You just can't do bad when you got shit. You got to always be doing good, bro. And let me tell you something. You hear it in their voice when they talk to you at the end of the day. And they tell you all the shit that they really felt about you without realizing they telling you out of their anger and their feelings and their emotions. And then you say, man, they say, man, you had that nice car and this and this and that. And you don't say nothing. You don't tell them you still got the car. You just play the role because it's been like a year and ain't nobody seen the car. But the car parked. You done paid it off. It's parked. You been paid it off early because you ain't got to waste all that money on gas again. You know how to budget your money. Most people don't know how to do that. They don't make sacrifices. So you parked the car, left the car parked, paid the car off ahead of time. Because you ain't driving it, because you ain't fix it, you just start putting all that money towards a car. You pay the car a year and a half later. One day you go ahead, you fix the oil lines, you clean up your car, you put it all back together, and you bring the car out, and then motherfuckers say, I thought you lost that car, man. I thought you lost that car way back, bro. All this stuff happened. I thought you lost the car, man. You still got that car, bro. That car beautiful, bro. You still got the car. I can't believe you still. Because now it's a shock. Because they was expecting you to have failed. You to lost your shit. And it didn't work that way. So now they upset. Because it ain't what they thought it was. Now the jealousy come back again. Oh man, you changed it up. You put some new rims on it. Man, you cleaned it up. It looked totally like a totally different car. It's nice, man. You everything's still working on it, man. I can't believe it. Of course it's still working as a new car. They don't even want your shit to function right. So you gotta cut those people off and just stay on your own. Set your goals. Be real careful of who you let in your circle. Everybody ain't your friend. A lot of friends pretend to be friends, and then they get some shit, and they show you their ass, and they let you know, and then when you get some shit, you help them. Listen, this is me. If you got a Rolex or a Lambo or whatever the hell you got, and that's how you spend your money, if I'm helping you with something, I don't care about what you got. There's one thing I can say is I've never been jealous of anybody and what they have. Never. I don't see it as jealousy. I see it as motivation to get more. If you got this shit, then I could do it. So I want to know how you making the money so I can take the money and do it. I'm just dangerous when it comes to money because I go after my dreams and goals. I'll budget and sacrifice, eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for 6 months. Don't go out nowhere. Don't travel nowhere for a whole year to save up for what I want. That's the way I am. That's how I do shit. People don't see the struggle you go through. They just see the finished product. And they make an assumption about you. They see that you work hard for your shit and keep hard to take care of it. But they don't want to give you nothing. My stepdaddy, I helped him get a company. So the white man at the Corvette would give him the business. They wanted to give him. Another white guy had the business and it was already established. And he worked under the white guy. But the white guy was a contractor of the mechanics. And the big boss said, you can't have two businesses here. So you got to get one over to somebody. So stepdaddy was working for the guy. He was his top worker. He could buff out scratches that a lot of them couldn't get out. Real good with cars. I was always real good with cars, cleaning cars, keeping them up. I had a lot of nice cars. Stepdaddy bullshitted around. He not a businessman. So the people kept asking him, and then it got down to the wire. The last 30 days, he had to come up with the company or they were going to give it to somebody else, and he had to go set up his own business. He wouldn't even do that. Him or my mama didn't do shit. 2 months go by. They ain't did shit, and people waiting on them. So he come to me. I get my Cuban friends. We set up. They help him with the business. I say, well, I do this for you. He said, man, we can be partners. You can be half and half. I said, nah, it's your dream, it's your business, it's that. I just want to work for you. Just give me a job. I'm making like, what you pay them? $700 a week. Just give me a job making the $700 a week. You pay everybody else. I don't need to be a boss. I just want to work there and make the $700 a week. I'm driving a big Lexus, all pimped out, fixed up. So he tell me, all right, he gonna do that for me. They ain't know nothing. We make an agreement. One of the uncles is there. We make an agreement, and I help him, and I get the people to set up his stuff, help everything. They come in, they set up all his shit, get in the company, and then boom, the white man give him the big boss gives the business to him, and now he making $6,500 a week. $6,500 a week. Now he got the job, everything good. So I'm waiting on him to give me the job so I can have this spare money coming in, so I can take care and do little things and get little stuff that I want to get. It's for me, it's just I'm gonna save the money up and just get little things that I want to get and use it to go further than where I'm at. That's all I'm using the money for. Goals, I don't accumulate debts like that because I don't go out and sign myself into debts. And if I do, I pay that shit off or I pay it up for a year. So I ain't got to worry about it like that. But I don't usually put myself in debts. So like everybody was going out getting these big cell phones with these big companies. And I just got me a Metro PCS. And I just kept my little Metro. Everybody talking about, had all these big phones. I just got me a Metro PCS and I paid my little prepaid bill every month. And I kept that for 15 years. Well, actually 20 years, that same number. I kept it for the kids so they could call me whenever they wanted to, and anybody wanted to get in contact with me that was family, it would always be the same number. So that was really the reason I kept the number the same. Well, it come down to he was supposed to give me the job. Now a whole month now went by, he ain't gave me no job. This dude was in jail, prison. He went and hired all his old hood buddies that he used to do drugs with. Now he doing good. He getting to drive Corvettes home. He went and hired all his little jail buddies and didn't give me the job because he wanted to hang out with his little jail buddies, and he didn't give me the job. He kept giving me excuses why I can't do this because I can't do it because I got this thing and that thing, and I can't do it for you because of that reason, right? That's what he telling me. I can't do it because of that reason because I got this and I got that. And, I got this and I got that, and I can't do it for this reason. I can't do it for that reason, and I got to build up the company. The company was already built up. He had promised me the job. You think that nigga gave me the job? Oh, you don't really need the job. You got your car. You got your jewelry. You got your stuff. You don't really need a job. My friends, they down and out. They need a job. That's what he told me. And then went back and told my mom and them that I didn't want to work. That I couldn't clean cars when every car I had, he done said, man, you keep your cars clean. Everybody said, man, your cars always stay clean and waxed up. So now he telling me that I don't want to clean cars. That I can't clean the car. That's what he told me. I can't clean the cars. I ain't going to want to do that work. When I'm cleaning my car 3 times a week all the time, and he been complimenting me on all the cars that I had and how clean I kept them. Now all of a sudden I don't want to clean car. Then it's what kind of car I got. Man, you got your Lexus, your jewelry. You should be having fun. You don't need to be working over there at the job with me. He didn't want to give me the damn job, bro. I looked out for this man. I took, my last to help this guy. And this guy would not help me out. Then went back and lied, and then wouldn't even tell the truth to them. And then he'll sit back and say he with God. And he believe in God and all this shit. He made $6,500 a week for 2 years. That's $300,000 if you didn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it's $300,000. And he ain't have not even a car to show for it. In the end, he didn't buy him one Corvette. He talked about how nice they was, how bad he wanted a Corvette. They let him. I would have bought me a Corvette. I'd have had a Rolex. I'd have had a couple of Rolexes. He did not even buy himself He did not even buy himself one thing with that money. 2 years and nothing to show for the money he spent. That's it. 2 years and nothing to show for the money he spent. That's what it was at the end of the day. So, and to this day, he'll say he loved me, he this, he that, and I was his favorite because I always did good. Now, when his job was gone and out, I still had my Lexus, still had my jewelry, all my shit. But that put a real salty taste in my mouth when he did me like that, because I never expected that. We was always real cool. And you got your girl, I always had nice chicks and my shit. So it was jealousy. He was talking about my car and all my shit I got, because he ain't had none of the stuff. So he was really jealous. And I had no clue. My brother told me the same thing. When I had went through my messed up cars and shit like that, I used to get his nigga rides to his job. He out there at the nuclear plant. When he first got out there, I used to give him rides. He didn't have a car. I wanted him so bad to get his car. He was talking all this stuff about what he was going to do, put Lambo doors on it. I wanted him to have it just to see him with it. I wanted to see him do all that stuff. He was my brother. If he would have been a friend, I would have wanted him to see him do it, just to see what he going to do with his money. I've always been fascinated with what people do with their money. It tell you a lot about the people. And I just wanted to see him win. I would take him to work, drop him off, never ask him for nothing, and I ain't had a lot. My car squeaking and shit, I had a little expedition truck. Well, me and the chick had an expedition truck. She wanted it, I didn't really want it. I wanted the Lexus. I kept getting told I wasn't never gonna get it and it was too expensive. And I used to take this nigga everywhere in the expedition truck, every little car I had, and drop him off and roll around with me, and everything I had going to the beach, we always rode in my shit. When he got his job and he got his car with his Lambo doors and put his rims on there, he talked shit about my truck. Oh, that shit squeaking, and your shit ain't like my shit. He tried to stunt on me. I still had my jewelry. He couldn't fuck with me there. But he had a nice little, I think it was a Monte Carlos. Yeah. He painted it, got a little, it wasn't candy. I guess it was supposed to be a candy, but whoever he went to, he cheap. So he always get the cheap shit, and cheap shit always where he seemed to go. Because what I learned about people, when God bless you to do something, can't nobody follow you there, because they ain't willing to pay the price you're willing to pay. Talked about how stupid I was when I buy $30,000 chain, or the crazy shit. But I was always wearing the money. I could take that chain off and go get all my money back for it. That Rolex, I could took that Rolex off and go get all my money back for a Rolex if that's what I wanted to buy. And if I wanted to buy that, that's what I spent my money on. Okay? I understood gold. They didn't understand none of my gold and diamonds, but I did. I ain't mind spending the money on that shit, because I know I still got the money. And then years later, I decided I want my money. The majority of that money I'm going to get back, if not more, because it appreciated. Because it was a big piece of gold and it was a high carat. So I always went for quality shit, and quality shit costs money, and it always attract more money and more opportunities to you. So now check it out. He tossed that shit about my truck. Laughs at me, thinks he's, this, really, really tried me, really stunted on me and talked about me bad about my little truck, Hurt my little feeling. I couldn't believe that the person I wanted to win and was rooting for the win, and he got his stuff and I'm right there beside him like, yeah, and then that nigga started talking shit to me. One day he got drunk and said a whole bunch of shit to me, but that's how he felt inside. He really was jealous of me and hated on me the whole time, and he my fucking brother. He ain't got no family. Listen to it. About 8 months or 6 months later, God puts me in the path. One of the friends I did something for when I was young, I used to give all my shoes to him. All my Jordans, all my shit, I used to give my shoes to one of my homeboys. He came up, made a lot of money, and then he was looking for me, found me, and made me make some money. And when we made some money, I took my money and I went and bought my Lexus. And I put my rims on my Lexus. I put some dubs, some raw ass dubs, special dubs that they have made, put on my Lexus for me. Nobody had none like it. Custom. I still had my jewelry, and now I had my big boy Lexus that I always wanted. When I came and showed the car to him and offered him to drive it, I said, hey man, you want to check out the car? You want to take it around the block? He looked at me, he told me, I'd be glad when they repo that shit. I don't want to drive your car. I'd be glad when they repo that shit. Now, we supposed to be cool. We ain't got no problems. I done took my sweater off, my hoodie off my back and gave it to him when he was going to jail. Been there for him with every problem he done had. And this is the way he would come at me. It never made sense. I had a chick, I had a bad chick one time. He ain't had plenty of bad chicks, but he can't keep nobody. I had a bad chick. This nigga tell me, oh man, he trying to start fights and shit in front of the girl with my other homeboy. He coming at me and shit like that because of the chick. He upset. And then all of a sudden, oh, you got your girl and y'all think y'all. And I never said nothing to him about nothing, but everything he said, he was telling me how he really felt and what he felt it about and why he was upset with me. And I could not, in the moment, I never could figure it out. But when the Creator gave me the gift of intent, and every time I would go forward in life, I would sit down and think back about everything that I achieved and what I went through and the things I experienced. And then when I learned the gift of intent, I went back and picked all the conversations where things happened. And I remember everything somebody say to me, because I used to write music. And part of writing music is memorizing word for word everything that you're gonna say in your music, and to be able to recite that stuff and bring it up at will whenever you want. You gotta have a good memory. So I'm very good with that kind of stuff. And I remember everything he said to me, and I thought about the words he used and his emotion. I said, damn, this guy been hating on me for years and smiling in my face the whole fucking time. When I finally let go of the brother card was when we went on a reunion, and my mom came to me and say, hey, we got a reunion we going on. They all asked for you. They all want to see you. These are people that said I wasn't going to be shit. I was going to be in trouble, in jail. I was a bad kid. I wasn't going to amount to nothing. These were the people that said this shit. I come over to the reunion, and I bring my little Colombian chick with me. I was with her at the time. I had my jewelry and shit. My dad, all of them hated on me, bro. And when I got there, I had put my chain up, and I needed $10,000 to get the chain, $12,000 to get the chain back. And my mama said, why don't you ask your dad for it? He ain't never gave you nothing. He got money, he'll help you. I said, he ain't gonna help me, because once I understood this, I'm like, ain't nobody gonna help me this close to me, because nobody ain't gonna want to see me held more than them and get back the things that they jealous of me of. He didn't know I had it. Once she told him how much the chain, what kind of chain it was, a Cuban link, 1.5 pounds, and that it was $12,000 I needed, he wanted to know where I got the money to even buy the chain. How could you be wearing something like that? Where did you get the money to buy something like that? This is what he tell me, and he ain't never been there. Which told me he wasn't going to help me just in the words he was using. And I'd already told her he wasn't going to do it once I went through this enough, and the Creator showed me how this really worked and how people really were. That's when I accepted it and realized, no, ain't nobody finna help me with shit. Let me try to get this over with quickly, because it went from one thing to the next, and these are real good points, and this is all relevant to the story. But it's a bigger story. He wouldn't help me to get it. He said, I ain't got it. Now, this dude retired on the military, and this dude retired from UPS full-time at the same time. This dude make over $10,000 a month. All his shit paid off. He got 3 cars, everything paid off. Regular shit, though. You think he gave me money to help me with my chain? He could have said 100 or 500 or 1,000. He didn't give me nothing. He said, I can't afford stuff like that. That's too much for me. I ain't got it to help you. I'm sorry, I can't help you with nothing like that. I ain't even got nothing like that. Those were his words. I ain't talked to the man no more. I hadn't really talked to him anyway in years. And my mama was talking to him. That's how we got it. That's how she'd been keeping in contact. I didn't keep no damn contact with him. Because he wasn't calling me or talking to me, so I didn't worry about it. So a year later, I show up at a family reunion. On the reunion, my brother tells me, when we on our way there, he say, "You stealing my shine. I ain't liking that you stealing my shine." I say, "Stealing your shine? Fuck you talking about?" I said, "This is a family reunion. Family that I grew up with is old and they asking to see me. And some of them ain't seen me since I was a kid want to see me. You go to all this shit, I ain't never went. They asking to see me because they know me. You younger than me, way younger than me. So what are you talking about? Oh, you got your girl and your jury. Well, you got your nice shit too, so what are you complaining for?" Oh, yeah. Dude, the words he used and what he said to me, when I accepted that he wasn't really my brother and he didn't mean me no good, and I could take my shirt off, I could have bled for him, it wouldn't have made a difference. He hated and he was jealous and he was never for me like I was for him. Once I accepted that, I was able to move forward. I ain't had to worry about none of this stupid shit no more. And guess what? I did move forward. And my life was better after I cut all these people off. When I get to the reunion on my way out of there, people didn't even recognize me. They thought I was a friend of the family. I was a little skinny kid. Now I'm built, big. My mom, they thought I was a friend traveling with the family. My mom and aunts, it was cousins that are related to me that wanted to talk to me and date me. They saw me with a chick and they was talking about they wanted to date me, and my mom was like, "That's your cousin." And then the aunts was like, "What? Who's that big guy y'all brought with y'all?" She said, "That's my son. That's the one you wanted me to bring. That's Tony." They said, "No, that ain't him." She said, "Yeah, that's him." And her oldest son had came to Miami and saw me. So he was like, "Yeah, that's Tony. That's him." So they had me come out. They see everybody as white and black. She was Spanish, my chick. Big booty, pretty. So the girls were upset. They were like, "He ain't our first cousin. We wanna talk to him." They were like, "He is. He like your first cousin and your second cousin to you and first cousin to this one, and y'all can't talk to him." And they still wanted to talk to me. They was so in shock. I was so in shock when they told me that shit. Well, now I'm with my body and a body build and all this shit. So they looking at me and they like shocked. They looking at me and they like, "Man, I can't believe you growed up and you this big guy and this and this and that." I don't want to get into everything that happened, but they were all shocked and they all looked at me and they, shook my hand and started asking all these questions about my jury and my stuff, and I ignored all that shit. Because these are people that said I would fail and would never make it and was going to be in jail and would never do nothing with myself. And then I turned out better than all they kids and doing better than a lot of them. God working mysterious ways. I always ask God for everything I got, and he always rewarded me. He always gave it to me if I made the sacrifice. So nobody could tell me more or better about that creator when it come to him, that you going to make a sacrifice and you going to be tested for what you want. And it's only those that pass the test and those that ain't even willing to try. And everything I did, I gave 110% to it. So on our way out, my mom calls my dad and tells him where we at, because that's the type of shit she do. She always putting her meddling in people business, trying to make people talk or trying to bring people around each other and that don't get along or they don't speak. Instead of respecting that, she won't want nobody to do her like that, but she'll do it to you in a minute. She don't care about how it make you feel, but she don't want nobody doing her like that. If she don't like something, she don't want you trying her, but that's that masculine mentality. I can do what I want and don't matter about your feelings, and I'm gonna just disrespect you and not respect what you want and your wishes, and I'm gonna do what I want anyway. So he pulls up. I said, "Who's that truck? Who's that pulling up?" Mind you, I ain't seen this guy since I was a kid, right? She said, "Oh, that's your dad." I say, what is he doing here? She say, well, I invited him because we were about to leave and we were stopping at your uncle's house and he stayed not far from here, and I told him we was going to be here to come by. I said, why would you call him? And, well, I wanted, you know, him to see you and y'all to see. I said, well, I don't. She said, yeah, but I invited him. So I was upset about it, but I let it go because I'm cool. And he comes out the truck, walks up, sees my chick. He checking her out because he like women. He's a woman's man. So he checking her out and he looking at me. He ain't seen me. He checking me out. He staring at me. We sitting there. We eating something. We eating a burger. We went and got it from a burger place. We were hungry. Everybody can't cook in the family, but my mom and them and everybody is great cooks. So we wanted a little burger and shit. I forgot where we went and got it from. We were eating something. It was a burger. I know we was eating burgers. Me and her, and he was checking out and he was looking at me, and then she was like sitting out there with us, and everybody was sitting there. And my uncle came out and he hugged on me because he ain't seen me in a bunch of years too. A lot of these people hadn't seen me since I was a kid, so it was a big shock. But they swore I was selling drugs and I was involved in drugs. I ain't never been involved in no drugs. I didn't sell no drugs. I just saved my money up for a period of time. God put me in front of the right people at the right time, and I was able to go get my dream things. And only God could have did that, because a regular job wouldn't have bought me that stuff. It would have, but it would have took a long time. And whenever I set a goal, miraculous, mysterious things would just come out of nowhere. Opportunities would just show up, and it'll be the smallest things that would attract those opportunities to me and allow me to go get those things that I really wanted. My dream things. I was wearing my dream chain. I had my dream chick. I had my dream car. But these are things I really wanted, and he gave them to me. So I ain't drive. I'm with my mom. We in a rental car. I'm up there with them. And he comes up and he sees the big ass chain around my neck that he didn't want to help me get back out. And I had came up with the money about 3 months later and got the money. Somebody owed me some money. Another person owed me, and then they wouldn't pay it. And they just showed up. I showed up on them, and then they paid me the money. And I was able to go get my shit out. And that's how I got it out. And it was just it was God, man. 3 months, I came up with all the money and paid the guy. Because he didn't want to get my shit back. Gold was going up. He had my shit. He was trying to pull some shit. I had been buying jewelry from him for a long time. And I didn't buy that chain from him, so he wanted to take the chain. He started telling me that gold was up, and I needed to pay him interest on gold going up. I said, hell no, I ain't got to pay you no damn interest on gold going up. That's my gold. I own that shit. I only borrow some money from you. I ain't sell my shit to you. I borrow some money from you, and you holding my chain as collateral. And I'm already paying you interest on the money. I ain't paying you no interest because gold going up. Get the hell out of here, nigga from Ukraine. Get the fuck out of here. I had a big jeweler from Italian jeweler from New York. I had AJ was a big jeweler, good friend of mine. I had an Arabic dude that was good, that had the jewelry. I had a Russian dude. I had a Spanish dude, a Chinese dude, and a Ukraine dude. Each of them people was different, had their own businesses. But that's a whole nother story. Never hear there. So anyway, basically, long story short, I had the chain on. He looked at me. He looked at the chain. He was like, oh, that's a real big chain. She said, that's his chain that he wanted. He said, so you was able to get the money? How did you? I said, why you worried about how I got the money to get something you didn't want to help me to get it? You could have helped me. He wanted to ask me all kind of questions, but he didn't want to help me to do shit. I shut him down real quick. And this didn't get into all that shit. That's my business. Don't worry about it. I got it. I had to do some stuff to get it, but I got it. I made some people pay that needed to pay, and they got my shit back. End of story. Anyway. Shut everybody down, but I learned how everybody viewed me, and that they weren't my friends and they wasn't on my side. And when I understood that, everything changed. Ever since then, I kind of stayed to myself and been on my own. That was over 10 years ago. I don't mess with none of them. I stay to myself. I don't fuck with nobody. I I realize ain't nobody really friends, ain't nobody really family. You gotta be careful. Some people, when I see them, Spanish people be real close to their family. They go through it too, but not as much. They're real family oriented. They stick together. Whenever I see brothers sticking together, I be so happy about it because I'm like, man, that's the family I wish I would have had. I have friends that are more like brothers to me than my own real brother. I have family that I consider more family to me than my real blood family. So when I make it, those are the people I'm going to help. Not helping the people that's related to me by blood, because they ain't never did shit for me. And I've done lots of nice things to them. They couldn't tell you about me being nasty or bad to them at all. But they sure did me dirty. But I learned. I got rid of that damn family card, that brother card, because they wasn't no family or no brother. You doing me like that. So that woke me up out of that dream I was in. And ever since then, I've been good, but I just needed to share that story with y'all. It took me into a whole bunch of other stuff, but it was, trust me, it was a learning experience. Anyway, hope you liked the story. I hope it helped. And yeah, peace. Okay, guys, if you like my video, give me the thumbs up. Okay, I put up a new video almost every day or every other day. So